and welcome to the first video of my channel. Um, Today we're going to be playing some Total War Three Kingdoms. My name is Juggerbird. We're going to be starting off as Baihu. Um, he has some really interesting mechanics. I have played him very briefly, about like 3 turns, just to get used to him a little bit. Um, he's a wonderful character. Start off down in the south here. Um, at war with the Han and Dongzhuo and all that fun stuff. He has some interesting units that we can recruit. Mercenary treaty. His playstyle focuses on coalition building, which you'll kind of see once we get into the game here. Um, he also gets stock and some extra replenishment, so it's really nice. We're going to be playing a Rise of the Warlords campaign here. So let's go ahead and get started.
Embers rise, stark against the night. The tyrant Dongzhuo wields the flames of destruction. Lo Yang burns. Chaos ignites as the power of the eunuchs is crushed. In the pyre, the Han falters. Warlords look to their futures, creeping tendrils of conquest across the land. Baihu will not stand for those who encroach upon his home. He will fight the world in the name of his people. These lands should be yours, Baihu, but you do not control them. Not yet.
我麾下忠贞的将士尽其所能地支持着我，但我不会满足于这些穷乡僻壤。
And you shall have more. You must march on the nearby local capital and take it. Only then can you begin to build a better world for your followers.
的确如此，江东之地虽为我所有，北方盘踞的诸侯却终究是个威胁。何况孙坚一党也对江东虎视眈眈。
You will need to confront them in time, but your first goal should be to consolidate.
我严白虎也欢迎那些疲于救主的忠勇之士投靠于我。我要让此地成为我等游猎之所，让天下人知道，胆敢侵犯我治下之地的人，必将死无葬身之地。
All right. It's a nice little intro there. It's going to be a real fun campaign, I think. Very interesting character. Very fun mechanics that he has there. So, first off, establish your power. Even here, far from the capital, chaos is spreading. Yanbahu, your lands are threatened by ambitious warlords. Their greed cannot go unpunished. Those who call the South home, and others around the land sympathetic to your cause, must now rally to defend a way of life in danger of vanishing forever. Alright, and then we get our first mission here. The tiger claims his land. We must have land if we are to grow our forces, and create a frontier from which we can push back against interlopers. Real power lies in the commanderies, but you must start gradually. Capture a county, build on that from that foundation. The commanderies will be yours in time. So this is just telling us to capture this here. I think just about every campaign starts with a simple mission saying, hey, capture a place. So this is our legendary lord here, Yan Baihu. He's got an excellent pair of weapons here. The White Tiger's Claws. They do quite a bit of damage, 1.8k melee, 1.4k melee armor piercing. They also give him expertise and instinct. Normally a pair of matched Jian like this will subtract expertise, but given that he is a sentinel, it kind of helps to add it. Then he's got, of course, his base armor, which gives him stock, and his retinue stock, which is really helpful. He gets a nice white stallion to start with, and this composite bow, which gives him ranged attacks as well, which is super helpful. He starts with a poison volley ability, which is really powerful, and can really do a lot of damage to some units there. And then he also has unpredictability, which gives our own retinue guerrilla deployment, which is also helpful, and also reduces morale of local enemies, which is excellent. Um, so, without further ado, let's go ahead. So we start with some ancillaries. Cool. Let's go ahead and jump into this first combat here. Just like any other first combat, it should be fairly weighted in our favor. That's a little high. Plus, it's the first battle, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to fight this on the battlefield. All right. So as you can see, yep, we get guerrilla deployment, which is really nice. They don't have any archers, so my plan really is to kind of run up, use this ability to just get some extra damage done onto them without hurting my own troops. And then we'll go ahead. It should be a very quick, very hard to see battle, considering we're going to be fighting in these trees here, but we'll make do. I'm going to group everybody up because that way they won't collapse when I give them the attack order. Let's go ahead and start with him selected. Alright, we can go ahead and get down below these trees here and start the battle. Let's see. I want you to use that on them there. So he'll move forward a little bit. Use it, and then we'll accept this duel here. Alright. Rest of you here. See, they're already wavering. They took, I mean, he killed almost 60 units just from that one volley there. It is an extremely powerful ability that I love to use. Come on, guys. Ignore the duel. You're not part of it. There we go. Get in there. Mess them up. Alright, and I love the stark white that our units wear. It's just an excellent coloration to use. So our men will handle this without too much issue. They're gonna break. Seem to be experiencing a small glitch here where the duel isn't actually happening. I don't want him to leave the battlefield. I want him to just win the duel. You chase them down, make sure they don't come back, I suppose. Okay, are you guys gonna duel? Huh? Huh? Having horse issues there? We might interrupt this duel. We'll see. Alright, you guys chase after them. A slight stutter there. Off guard mode. Chase them down. Yeah, let's interrupt. Hit him. There we go. Just kill him the old-fashioned way, I guess, because the duel won't happen. Or try again. Try again. See if they'll duel now. There we go. Maybe the duel actually happened this time. A bit weird there. It probably had something to do with me giving an order. There we go. Now they're dueling, and we have an audience. Go ahead and see if we can't get some cool shots here. It should be easy for Baihu to take this guy out, champion or not. Just get some good glory shots here. Come on. The animations they have for these duels are absolutely wonderful. Just the number of unique animations that they apply. and the violence of the executions. Um, all right, and that's going to give us the victory there. They're shattered, and that's it. So go ahead. Decisive victory, of course, and our casualties should be extremely low.
值得庆贺一场。
All right. Yep. Only lost 52. Let's see. We're losing 200 a turn about, and he's not really anything special. So as fun as that sounds, I think, and since he doesn't have anything to steal, I think we're just gonna release him and take the money.
放他们一马。
4% is not a whole lot of replenishment. We didn't lose too many, so let's just go ahead and take a little bit more money off the top there.
我还不能停下，为了百姓。
As they
Alright.
fight side by side.
Alright. So let's see. We have a level to put on Yan Baihu now, which is great. So I can give him some extra expertise and also any ranged damage, which he doesn't have any ranged units right now. And I probably won't be getting any ranged units in his retinue, but we'll see. I'll keep that open as an option, but I think first we're going to go with Craft, which gives our units caltrops without having to research them, and it adds wooden stakes to our pre-pile deployment, which is always going to be helpful. Just more wooden stakes there. Let's go ahead and apply that. Alright. And then we can go ahead and march on Zindu here. They don't have a garrison, so we can just walk right in. And I think we're just going to occupy it and complete the mission. So we get support from the people, which adds 5 public order for 3 turns, and also increases faction support by 25 for 3 turns as well, which is extremely helpful in just securing this commandery here. And then we get a new mission. Yan Baihu nurtures his people. A strong realm is built upon strong foundations, buildings and establishments to foster, occupy, and employ the people. They will then, in turn, give back to society, obey you, and fight for you. So let the timbers rise and victory with them. This is just asking us to construct or upgrade a building in Zindu town, which is going to be right over here. And we have an open lot here. So let's see. We can build an inn. We can build a bandits building, which adds income from banditry, income from commerce, or a tribute hall, which increases post-battle loot income, reduces construction costs overall, and +5 tribute in diplomacy and income from mercenary treaties. So these might be good in the long run, but I think first off, just to try and make some money, we're gonna get, let's see what's this doing, it's adding peasantry income, so let's get the inn. It'll take 2 turns to build, so we'll lose a little bit of money in the meantime. And then hopefully that'll help balance us out a little bit. Look at our court real quick. We can apply an underling, which I believe is the same as administrators for other armies. So let's see. I think Huanglong Lo would be good because he adds 10% income from all sources as well as reducing construction costs in this position. Let's go ahead and hire him. Run Zindu there. Alright, and that doesn't change his salary, so we're still just losing the same amount, which is acceptable. Yep, gained a rank, mission success, and appointed leader. So then, next up, we're going to look at our reforms, which is in the form of a bandit network, which is way different from anything I've seen in any of the other factions that you can play as. You can see that basically there's a chain here, and if you want a specific reform, you have to research everything in that chain to get to it. And by owning commanderies and counties, you increase your research rate, which is very interesting. You can see down here we have a key, so controlled territories can be the gray, uncontrolled is the white, which, well, when you start out means everything. And when you hover over somewhere you control, you can see that I own 2 out of 3, as I gesture at the screen that you can't see. I own 2 out of 3 counties in Zindu, which increases my research rate by 200%. The only thing I don't own is the fishing port, which is roughly around here. We start out with a reform already completed. The Spirit of Shan Yue. Increases melee damage for spear infantry, increases the starting rank for polearm recruits, and adds morale. So really good for your spear infantry early on. And that gives us access to 5 options here. They take different amounts of time depending on what they are and what they do. So the lowest we have right now is 4 turns to complete something. Then there's 6, 8, 8. So we'll probably should look at one of the shorter ones to start. So this adds plus 5% loot when we're raiding enemy territory, increases melee damage for melee infantry, and adds more morale for spear infantry. So that's not a bad idea. It also gives us UA Remnant Warriors to recruit. I believe that Yan Baihu has some restrictions on what units you can recruit, and by expanding your bandit network, you get more recruitment options, which is an interesting mechanic here. We can do Forsworn of the UA, which again does more for spear infantry, which we don't have. And then there's the White Tiger Bandits, which adds income from banditry, which is just increasing in any buildings that produce money from banditry is up by 10%, and reduces the recruitment cost for melee infantry by 10%. So let's see. I think we're going to go with the White Tiger Bandits and get the reduced recruitment cost for melee infantry and increase the income for banditry. I think that'll help us in the long run. And then with that, that's going to end our first turn here. Not super eventful, other than taking some territory here. But simple beginnings. Let's see. And then there's some people around us who are less than friendly. This lumberyard is empty, but I don't currently have the funds to capture it, I don't think. Yeah, 4,000. I'm not currently at war with the Yellow Turban Rebellion, but we might have to go to war with them at some point. So check our diplomacy here. They don't currently hate us, and we are fighting their enemies, so they currently like us a little bit. I wonder if we can make a trade agreement right now. So let's see. Let's go to a quick deal. Yes, I know I'm changing that. Trade agreement. So it'd be better with Liu Yao a little bit. See what it would take to negotiate this. Give him a small bit of income. Yeah, I think we could afford that. To pay for a trade deal, it'll pay for itself in a turn, essentially. So yeah, let's go ahead and propose that. Get that done. So now we're making some money every turn. Instead of losing it, that'll be extremely helpful in the long run. Alright, so let's go ahead and turn here. And see what happens. We get the vision from our trade route, which is helpful as well. Alright, nobody is doing anything that we can see. Perfect. So let's see. I think next we're going to try and march on the weapon craftsman here. It doesn't look like they have any form of garrison, so we might be able to just march in on that as well. Let's see if we can assign somebody to do something useful. Income from commerce, which we don't have any. Income from peasantry, which we do have. Although in a turn we'll have commerce income, which will take him a turn to get started, so that might not be a bad idea. Good on food. We don't have to worry about enemies right now. So yeah, let's go ahead. We'll assign Panlin, and so next turn when this is done constructing, he'll be there, increasing that. So that'll be helpful, just making a little bit more money off the top there. And then we can go ahead and start Yan Baihu marching. I think we're going to leave him just at the edge of our territory there so we can get the last little bit of replenishment from our being in our own territory, since we can't make it all the way to Poyang at the start here. So turn 2 is going to be rather boring here, but it's necessary. All right. Still nothing happening, of course. Early turns here are a lot of nothing, but winter's happened. I've completed our mission. We built the building in the town, so now we get the reward of our economy growing, which reduces construction costs faction-wide and construction time by a turn, which is helpful to kind of keep expanding, keep growing. Our treasury is now increasing by 288 a turn, that trade deal and the building happening now. And we get a new mission. Perfect. The call is issued and the answer heard. Whilst you are a powerful warrior, you alone cannot hold back the tide. You must have other fighters prepared to battle for you and with you. To that end, you must drive up recruitment, rally the loyal and the able to the cause, and press them into service. So this is just asking us to recruit some units. In return, we get increased experience, 50 bonus experience per season, so per turn. And then we also get 10% replenishment, which will help them replenish faster, which is extremely helpful. So let's go ahead and we'll march on this. And we'll take it. I think we're just going to occupy it, so we have the weapons craftsman now. And then, let's see. It's only 800 to turn it into one of ours, which will start producing unique weapons, possibly, for us, which will be helpful. And it will give us 100 income from banditry. It'll increase our prestige. The other option is maybe turning this into a bandit camp in bamboo fields, which will add income from banditry. Oh, sorry about that. Just had a bit of a coughing fit there. All right, so this is that, and also by building these, by building bandit camps, it unlocks a secondary building we can build in the banditry field, which provide benefits of their own, which we'll get into once we construct one of those. So I think for now let's build the bandit camp here in the bamboo fields. And then we can still afford this, so let's go ahead and do that. And we'll take some time to worry about recruiting units here. People of merit, of course, buildings, yep. Let's see. And we can't afford to recruit anything right now, unfortunately, but that is fine. It'll take one turn to convert this, which will add income. One turn to convert this, which will add income. And that'll put us into a good position to start recruiting units. So we've taken Poyang. Let's go ahead and turn there. And that'll bring us around to our next turn where we can potentially start recruiting a unit or two. Gained a herdsman, that's nice. More people of merit, perfect. And our buildings have been converted. So yeah, like I said, now we have this extra building slot available where we can build a black market, which is just increasing income and banditry income. Food tents, which add public order and population growth. A predatory camp, which increases research rate and helps all of our undercover characters with spying. The Shanyue camp, which is minus 1% cost of establishing tribes and tradition connections. Not 100% sure what that means, so I'll have to look that up. It also provides some UA tribesmen for recruitment and gives us food. And there's the mustering grounds, which reduce public order in adjacent commanderies, enemy commanderies, which is helpful. It increases replenishment and reduces redeployment costs. But I think first, instead of buildings, we're going to look at recruiting. We can't We can't afford a general, unfortunately, right now. Um, but we can look at getting some new units. We can get some White Tiger Warriors, or some Bandit Hunters. It's possible, given the trees that he has, we can get poison arrows, which is really helpful. And just increase range damage. I think it might not be a bad idea to get a unit of archers into this army at least. So yeah, let's go ahead and get some bandit archers. And then we'll spend a turn to... We're not going to take all 4 turns that it'll take to replenish them, but we'll spend a turn mustering so we can get more units in and then go from there. Still making money, slowly but surely. Alright. Ooh, something happened. I heard a sound effect. Yes, it did. We finished our bandit network research. So we got White Tiger Bandits researched. Quote is, I roar with the fury of 100,000 loyal to me. Can you say the same? That's pretty damn epic right there. All right, and a new year begins. Perfect. So we have that. All right, so unit capacity is 0 out of 2, because I don't have any. Curious as to what that means. But so it'll take us a turn to march on the copper mine here, which I think is what we're going to take next. Just increase that income that we're making. And they do now have some population in these towns, but I don't know. I don't see a label for garrison. So we'll see once we get vision on that. But let's go ahead and pick a new part of our network to research here. And you can see that we've taken some area in Poyang. That's also increasing our research rate. So these are now down to 7 turns, which is still a long time, but it's less than it was before. This reduces upkeep for spear infantry. We don't have any spear infantry, and a lot of these early ones seem to be telling us that we should get spear infantry, so maybe we'll look into that. Shot cavalry, that'll take 8 turns still. All right. Let's see. Let's go ahead with this, because this will also increase just our loot from raiding, which is really helpful. And loot acts as a form of reserves for your armies. And then we have some new stances here where we can raid, which increases our loot, or we can share the spoils, which increases income from banditry and replenishment. So let's see, that might actually be a little bit better. So let's march down here. So that way next turn we can go there, and then let's share the spoils for a turn. And yeah, that'll actually replenish much faster. So it does take 45 of our loot, unfortunately, but that'll be fine for a turn. We have plenty. All right, and let's see, because this is our faction resource, essentially, is our White Tiger Confederation. So let's see if we can't. Now that we've been trading with Liu Yao for a little bit, I wonder if he would be willing to form a coalition. So a solid maybe. He doesn't really like it. So he wants our stone pig, regular payments of a lot of our money, and all of our money. So no, we can wait. But it does give us more benefits the longer it goes. It reduces recruitment costs for non-bandit units, and it reduces the cost of our bandit network connections, which is helpful as well. So I think we'll go ahead. We're not recruiting a unit, so let's go ahead and build a building here. I think the black market might be helpful. Let's see. Because this is adding income for banditry. So yeah, let's build a black market on the weapon craftsman here. That way we can just be getting more income from banditry. All right. Turns are going slowly, but they're going. We're going to take Poyang for sure, the copper mine. It's just a matter of time. And like I said, they'll probably have a garrison by now. Oh, we got a labor recruiter, perfect. So let's go ahead and put our stance back to normal. You can see they do have a garrison. It's a very small garrison, so we should be able to take this no problem. So let's go ahead and march over there. It's predicting a close victory. I believe that this might be a city battle. Let's see if the map will load. There we go. Yeah, it's a city battle. But having stock and guerrilla deployment will help quite a bit. So we shouldn't take medium casualties. It should be much more of a decisive victory here. So let's go ahead and we're going to start this battle. All right. So as you can see, we got guerrilla deployment. I believe because we are stalking, because they can't see us. Sorry about that. Game's stuttering a little bit. I have to play with my settings a little bit. But what I was saying, because we have stock, the enemy can't see us, and I'm playing on normal difficulty, they tend to just stack up back on their objective back here, the capture point. These towers won't see us, which is extremely helpful because they won't be firing. So what we can do, I'm just going to kind of group these guys up into sides here. I'm going to send them up through these things here. I'm going to pincer this top area here, just to essentially make it a little bit harder for them to defend. And yeah, so we can go ahead and we can start this battle. Like I said, we should be able to just walk through this here without taking any hits. And yeah, you can see they popped up there briefly. Alright, so let's go ahead and get moving. Run up there, please. Run up there, please. And yeah, the towers aren't firing because we are hidden, because we have stock. That is one of the most broken... one of the most broken abilities ever, next to this poison volley here, which just does insane amounts of unit damage. Not so great against heroes, because it doesn't do, thousands of damage when we have, let's see, 27,000 health. And he's not even a champion, so he doesn't even build health. But as far as doing damage to units, it's very violent. It's actually, let's make you your own group, and we're just going to run you up here real quick and have you get a couple shots off with your arrows. And yeah, we haven't taken any damage yet. Oh, he's under attack. I think the civilians down here, they fight back a little bit, which is weird. I mean, I respect them for defending their town, but they're unarmed civilians, and I'm, well, me with my soldiers. So let's go ahead and get him to shoot up there with his ability. You guys can go charging that way. Let's get my archers to fire up there. You guys can go support. Have him run back a little bit. And then turn around and attack these guys. He shouldn't be in too much danger. Ooh, that guy just got knocked off his horse there. And you can see he's already killed 22, and that was mostly just from this volley. That number's going to keep going up as they take the damage over time. Are you guys okay there? Fire on these guys then. Let's turn off skirmish mode because that just causes more issues than it's worth. These guys are running, apparently. Let's throw some caltrops in front of them. Make them think twice about that, and then get in there. So yeah, they should, on their way back, they'll take a little bit of caltrop damage, which is going to be great. Fire another volley into these guys just to really mess with them there. You can. Or not. You got this. Or not. Come on. Alright, let's leave that. Walk to the side here. Then fire backwards into that. And that should do quite a bit. Because it'll be across the unit there. Assuming he actually decides to draw his bow. Yes, I know they keep coming at you. Just fire. There we go. Is that really... No. Come on, man. You got this. I believe in you. Come on. That's not firing your arrows, man. I don't know what you think you're doing, but it's not what I'm asking you to do. I just want you to fire poison arrows with these guys. That's so much to ask. Apparently. Try again. I believe in you. This time for sure. Come on. That's not... Again. Is there a malfunction with you? Come on. It's simple. Draw your bow. There we go. Look at that. Immediately broke them. That's all I wanted. There we go. This is a city battle, so I don't have to worry about chasing down any stragglers. They're gonna just perish when we hit claim victory. Decisive victory. We lost some more men than we really needed to, if that ability had just gone off when I wanted it to. But for the most part, we didn't lose too many. So that's much better than what the AI would have done if I had just auto-resolved that. Let's go ahead and end this battle here. Alright. Alright, so, yeah, as you can see, we only lost 55, which is really not that bad. Everybody's dead there, we can just occupy this and take it. Which will then be adding to our income quite a bit. Alright, Battlefield Surgeon. Your general refuses to celebrate a victory in battle while allies still lie wounded on the battlefield. Your troops, 3 at a time, are personally rescued and carried on horseback to be treated before the general rides out to collect more. That actually is very thematic. I feel like that is something that he would do. And he gets bonus experience for that, which is excellent. It looks like he leveled up even. So let's go ahead and... Alright, so stealth. It enables stalk, which does not help. He has stalk from his armor. The retinue. And 3 cover gain per turn when spying. He can't spy. So, and this doesn't even give ability points. It doesn't, increase expertise or anything. So this is kind of a worthless one. That's kind of sad. Because these ones might not be bad to grab later on, but definitely not going to grab that. So I think we're going to grab this just to help out his bandit hunters there. And then we can get ruthlessness, which will give us poison arrows. Yeah, because I don't... 25% capturing enemy officers post-battle. Yeah, I think we're going to go with the increased precision there. Alright. We get ancillary, so we get defender's leather. We got the labor recruiter. You gained a rank, of course. Perfect. So let's see. And then I can convert this then to a fortified hideout, which gives us income from banditry. Let's go ahead and pay for that. And then, so let's see, our income here is mostly from commerce. But building this, it would increase, it would more than double our income from banditry there. So that's an option. Public order isn't currently a problem, but it could become a problem later. But we're going to take the fishing port at some point. Increasing our research rate is helpful, especially early on, and it gives us prestige. Another thing to think about, so we're a bandit now, which gives us, we can use spies, 4 armies, 2 assignments, 2 administrators, and a trade agreement. We're trying to become a bandit king, which will help quite a bit, because then we can proclaim ourselves emperor. Let's try that statement again. We can proclaim ourselves as emperor, if I can find the right words there with my tongue, and it will just be quite helpful. So we kind of want to head towards that. It'll take a while, of course. All right. Sorry about that. So yeah, we need 95 more prestige to reach that. So it'll take some time. And I don't know that building this camp and getting the 10 from that right now is the most beneficial. But I think building a black market, getting income, having that increase of income will just be extremely helpful. And this also increases our prestige. And so really this is going to be research rate and cover gain, which we're not spying. We can't afford to do that right now. We don't have any characters that can. So let's go ahead and build the black market there as well. That'll take us to 3. Our current treasury is 3. That's perfectly fine. Not a worrisome number at all. Alright, so let's go ahead and end the turn so we can gain some income back. That'll finish building, this will convert, and then our income should go up quite a bit as well. Make sure that nothing crazy happens. It shouldn't. It's pretty early on. Most of the Han doesn't have anything. Oh, they want to hire us. So let's see. They want us to fight Wang Xiao, who we don't even see on the map, which is great. They're going to pay us 1086. So I want to know what this agreement does. Mercenary assistance. Offer your assistance in an ongoing war for a limited time, granting you access to their lands and shared line of sight. Instead of occupying enemy settlements, you can gift land to your employer for an increased price. Any wars targeting a vassal or vassal subject will result in retaliation from both parties, of course. Wars targeting members of coalitions or alliances can lead to war escalation. Okay, so essentially, he's paying me 1086 right now to join war with Wang Xiao, which, if I'm not mistaken, is way up here, all the way on the other side of China. And it's only a 20-turn contract. So in theory, I could march an army all the way up there, do something, and give him that. Or I could just take his money and do absolutely nothing. Declare war, and then in 20 turns, have peace, and just come out a little bit richer. And maybe he'll send an army all the way down, and I'll have to fight it. But that'll take a long time, and we'll be able to build up our... So let's go ahead and accept. Why not? First time I've ever done a mercenary contract there. Oh no, Huang Xiao is the Ultimate Rebellion. So they're not as far. They're right here instead of right here. Whoops. So yeah, it's still a long way to go. It's like 4 or 5 turns of force march to get here. So. Alright. Ooh, fulfilling the contract. You have accepted a mercenary contract against your new employer's enemy. Whether they are old friends or foes matters not. All that counts is the contract and the promise of pay. But more than gold is at stake. If you fail to strike the enemy within the first 2 years of the contract, your reputation could suffer greatly. Oh, they actually want me to do something to get... I get more money. I guess that'll be helpful, but I actually have to march up there and fight them. Alright. Ooh, brave versus cowardly. As you're inspecting the fences, you're disrupted by an argument between 2 officers. You are a coward unlike any other, cries the first. I saw you fleeting like a lamb. I saw you. I was not, states the second, and even so, it's better to survive a coward than die a meathead and a fool. They do not even seem to notice you. I think I'll side with my son, Yan Yu, and yeah, and I think Brave makes the most sense for Yan Baihu here. There's no room for cowardice in your armies. With a sudden strike, you cut the craven knave down. There we go. So, now that Po Yang's converted, I can build another building here. Getting a lot of income from banditry. So let's go ahead. I think just building another black market and just kind of having a network of black markets to increase our income is going to be a beneficial start. And then once we expand more, we can worry about more than that. So I think here I have 48 loot. I think I'm going to spend a turn sharing the spoils, which will take me down to 3. It'll increase replenishment by 25%. Let's see, do I need to? 2 turns, 1 turn, 1 turn. Actually, I won't do that because I don't need it. My income's fine anyway. Yeah. Alright, so this will go down to 0 eventually. I can provide an assignment. That'll just because I don't own the capital here, so that would just reduce public order for the enemy. But I'd have the assignment here. I could increase income from peasantry. He is having a lack of purpose complex. So that just increased our income a little bit there. So let's go ahead and assign him. Hopefully make him a little bit happier. Oh, and the better I do. Alright. So the more I do, the better chance of rewards. So let's see. Fame and fortune declines every turn while a mercenary contract is active. Should the research reach 0, the treaty signed with your employer will be broken by you. Oh, so I do have to do things. It could have said that before I signed it. I didn't read all the fine print. Alright, that's my fault. Buildings got built. People exist. Ooh, a battle axe. Perfect. Ooh, one of my characters gained a rank. Let's go to my court. I'll be you here. Open your details. So you are currently an administrator. Only your upgrades affect armies. So let's go ahead and increase that. Sure. Increase loot when present, post-battle loot, and then plus 10 loot when in enemy territory. That'll work just fine. Let's give you this spear. That'll increase your expertise and instinct. Alright. And then, let's see. We have this to give you, so that'll make you even more satisfied. Perfect. Let's see, other members of my court are Panlin and Zobo. So let's see. You are dissatisfied. Let's see, I have this, but I don't want to give that to you. I want to give that to my faction leader, but I have a clay dog. So that'll help your satisfaction a bit. I think we're just going to see if we can't increase this enough. Oh, so close. Ooh, perfect. I equipped that, and now you're legendary. There we go. He's a ringleader. So -1 mustering turns for his own army and 3% replenishment for his own army. He might not be a bad idea to couple with our army here. We'll get to that once we have the funds. And the last one is Panlin. So let's look at him. Yeah, just keep that, I suppose. Of course, of course. Currently not administering any commanderies, so I don't need to worry about that too much. But you can have a bow and increase your cunning a bit there. That'll help. Alright, perfect. We're going to wait there, we're going to replenish a little bit, and then we should be able to march into, at least close to Zindu, and if we can't make it all the way there, we'll raid, and just kind of increase our loot, which will help in the long run. And then maybe I shouldn't have signed this contract, but we'll try and go after Guangzhou at some point. Of course, I mean, it would be really convenient if you just marched down here. I could kill an army of his, but we'll see. Alright, so let's go ahead. I need, let's see, rating. I need 25% of my campaign movement range. That's 28%. Give a little buffer there. Let's go ahead and we'll raid. This will increase our loot, which will be helpful. And then having more increases our campaign movement range in the long run, so that'll be nice. Right now we're making 1,000 a turn. So let's see. Can build a fortified bandit camp, or I can increase this to a large town. Still only 2 building slots, but I might need to do that eventually. Huayang is currently still losing public order. It'll come to my side eventually, but it'll take some time. And it's currently at minus 25% income from all sources, just because it's doesn't support me, so they're not giving me all their money. I think we'll hold off on that for now. We'll take Zindu, ideally. Yeah, we'll take it, and then once we've secured this commandery, we'll have time. But we'll turn there, keep raiding, and hope that... Alright, he wants a non-aggression pact and he'll pay us for it. I'm happy to accept that because when you sign treaties, they like you. And that means that we'll be closer to making a coalition. And coalitions are just really good for us. Alright, and we've completed another reform. What good is an empire to those who do not wish to be ruled? That's a good point. Oh, and Sun Jian has been killed by Huangzu at the Battle of that and cut down by a hail of arrows. Unfortunate for Sun Jian. But for us, we can march on Zindu here. I can demand a surrender, but because it's predicting a Pyrrhic victory, they probably won't. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to start with them out for a turn. At least a turn, maybe more. But we can go ahead, we can look at this some more. Let's see. So let's see, we have this now, which is adds income from banditry and reduces upkeep for spear infantry. Again, still don't have spear infantry, but that's just going to lead us further into spear infantry. This is shock cavalry, spear infantry, plus 4 satisfaction, 2k population growth, 10% character experience, and minus 5 corruption. That's helpful. But it'll take 8 turns. Minus 20% upkeep for sword and shield infantry. There we go. That's something that's useful. And 10% income from industry. So let's research this. It'll take 6 turns. Alright. Yes, I am losing quite a bit. I should not have taken that contract. But you live and you learn. Okay, I saw this last time, but I didn't do it. We have room for an incense master, which reduces recruitment cost, but it'll increase the salary of whoever I hire by 150. So I think we're going to put Zolbo there, our ringleader, because he also likes us, which is just helpful in general. And I can technically have a second commandery, or a second underling, but I don't have a commandery controlled. I'd have to take the capital of Poyang, which I want to, but I wanted to secure our home commandery first. And I have a lot of money to spend right now. So let's go ahead. I think what I'll do is I'll upgrade this to a town, because in the long run it'll just be better overall for our nation to have a stronger foothold there. And the higher that is, the higher the buildings can go. So let's go ahead and turn there, do some damage to these troops from attrition. All right, perfect. All right, so still predicting a Pyrrhic victory. Our unit numbers are now much closer together here. They do outnumber me unit-wise. See, they have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I only have 5. And then my commander will clearly outmatch this guy. But so let's advance under again. Of course, they won't surrender for whatever reason. They don't know that they're already beaten. But so I want to fight this on the battlefield because I think that I can reduce the number of casualties I'll have. But I think that'll have to happen in the next video. As we're hitting around an hour after I edit out all the loading screens. So yeah, thank you all for watching. It means so much to me. And I'll see you next time.